Hello and welcome back to Animated Banners with CSS. In this lesson, I want to set up the stacking order for all of our graphics and text. And it might seem initially that the stacking order is okay because we're not seeing any of the small snowflakes in front of our tree, which is fine. And our big snowflakes are appearing in front of the tree. But you'll notice that our text over here is on top of the snow, the large snow and the small snow. And I want the text to be kind of in the same place that the tree is. I want the text to be behind the larger bits of snow, but in front of the smaller bits. So we're going to do this using the z-index property, which allows us to create a stacking order. And basically how that works is we give the z-index of a image or a piece of text, we give that z-index a number, and that number represents its stacking order. But we can make it any number we want to. So a higher number is going to represent something that appears in front of something else. So by default, these larger pieces of snow here that we see in front of the tree, they would have a higher z-index than the tree itself. So if the tree had a z-index of 200, the snow might have a z-index of 300. It could even have just a z-index of 201, as long as it's larger than the z-index of the object that we want to be behind it. So I want to do this in 100 increments. So our snow in the background, the smaller bits of snow, that's going to be the item that's furthest back. It's going to have the smallest z-index number. So let's give that a z-index of 100. Then we have our tree and our text. And you might think we want the tree and the text to be at the same z-index because we want both of these to be in between the small snow and the large snow. But remember, this text, this heading text up here and the winter sale text, these are going to animate on. And when they animate on, they're either going to move in front of the tree or behind the tree. And I want the text to move in behind the tree. So I want the text to have a smaller z-index than the tree itself. So we'll put the small bits of snow at a z-index of 100. We'll put all of the text at a z-index of 200. We'll put the tree at 300. And we'll put the larger bits of snow at 400. That way, we'll be able to specify what the stacking order is, and hopefully when we're done, we'll be able to see some of these larger bits of snow in front of our text. So, we're working in a new folder now. All the changes we make in this lesson will be saved in the Banner 07 folder. So I'm going to jump into TextMate, and let's get started. So the smaller snow, if we go back to our HTML file, which is this snowback.png file, that has a class of image snow01. That's going to have a z-index of 100. So let's go back to banner.css, and we haven't created a class yet for snow01. So we'll come down here and create a class for .snow01, and I'm confusing myself. That's actually supposed to be img-snow01. And for this item, we're going to give it a z-index, so z-index of 100. Next in our stacking order is our text. So all of our paragraph text as well as our heading text, all of those are going to have a z-index of 200. So we could create a rule that lists all of our text heading classes and txt0102 classes, or we could use this same idea that we used over here. So I'm going to highlight that and copy it, skip a couple lines and paste it. So we're going to apply this rule to any class that starts with txt. And for any class that starts with txt, we're going to give it a z-index of 200. Then we want our foreground image that has the snowman and the tree in it to be at the next level at a z-index of 300. And that is contained in this rule with the class of image01. So for image01, we'll give it a z-index of 300. And then finally for our front snow, let's scroll down to the bottom here. And in our HTML, our front snow, or our snowfront.png file, has a class of image snow02. So I'll just copy that class name. And then we'll create a new rule down here of image-snow02, and we'll give that a z-index finally of 400. So now that we've positioned everything how we want it in the stacking order, we can save our CSS file, jump back to our page, and take a look at our text over here before we refresh it. Notice again that this everything is 30% off text is in front of all of the snow, including the larger bits of snow that are supposed to be up front. But if we refresh it now, you'll see that those larger bits of snow are now in front of the text, which is exactly what we want. So now that we've got everything positioned how we want, we can get into some of the fun stuff. So as we move forward, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start animating the snow itself. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.